There's not enough inclusivity in Hollywood right now, Raina. So this is a complaint from the University of Southern California, saying that there's basically everything is the same right now in Hollywood. I'll sum this up as it was in 2007.
Is this another case of some think tank being outraged on the behalf of people who didn't ask them to be?
Probably. You mean
That's
you mean a bunch of
USC by and large, essentially.
you mean a bunch of rich white kids at USC? Yes.
Yeah, the ivory tower. And well, here's the thing about USC, because I used to live in LA. Do you know where USC is? In South Central LA.
Mm-hmm.
I kid you not. It's this little, box that's there. So I find it real interesting that they come out with this.
Yeah. So let me kind of give you the highlights. It's a long report. It's a bunch of fun to go through. But I mean, on this one, let's just say that since 2007, what they did was they went through the 1,600 top grossing films since 2007 to 2022, spanning nearly 70,000 speaking roles. Okay, in these films. This is how much time these kids
You don't even have
at
to go any
college have.
further. You've already stated the entire false premise, the entire upside down aspect of their analysis.
Yeah. The movies that were successful.
Yeah,
not all movies, just movies that were successful.
Right. The 1,600 top grossing films. Exactly. I'm glad y'all caught that so quick. See, this moment, I got a smart panel. They pick up on this right away. That's kind of the point.
Same thing with the NBA and Jewish players. They have not been represented among most valuable players for so many years in a row now.
There are not enough short white Jewish guys in the NBA, Ron. I totally agree. So I don't look. This is the thing: is that we keep trying to go down this road of stuff that doesn't really matter at the end of the day. It's just about creating good entertainment, and which again, the report is meant to arouse anger, I guess, in folks. I don't know. Meanwhile, as I'm reading this, I'm getting frustrated because I'm thinking all of the movies that I have really loved and enjoyed in the past, 15 years or whatever the timeline is here since 2007 that have had, in my mind, perfectly diverse casts. We've had actors of all different ethnic backgrounds and this and that and the other thing. But I understand that the top grossing, well, usually top grossing are like big blockbuster action films. So it's usually very heavy guy laden anyway. Because of that, because that's who's going to go see these movies. And that's what they talk about. Most of the stuff in here is complaining about how women are so underrepresented in the top grossing films. And it's like, well, when you think about the genres.
Well, this is very ironic because this study actually proves that DEI, wokeness, or whatever, it does not sell with audiences. It does the exact opposite of what they're trying to rectify.
Exactly. That's the point.
Which means that the only way to rectify it is to march people at gunpoint.
Don't give them ideas, Ron. Don't give them ideas.
Don't give them ideas.
I think there's an opportunity here, guys. There's
you
really.
Don't think there's a PowerPoint that exists.
Well, it involves a cattle prod, not a gun.
Yeah,
but
only 15% of the top 100 films in 2022 featured a cast that was gender balanced or featured girls and women in 45 to 54.9% of speaking
how many
roles.
genders, though, are there, and how many do you need to be balanced? I don't know. That's is there an assumption here of two genders? Is that really what this article is? Why, it's completely outdated and archaic already.
This is the kind of stuff. This is why I was having so much trouble recording the video the other day. I had a lot else going on. I'm like, as I kept going through it, I had to stop. I must have tried to re-record it like 10 times because I kept finding stuff. I'm like, what? I'm telling you. I said, I'm doing this on a live show. We're doing it live.
There's an opportunity here that we have not yet identified. We need to agree with this. We need to go full force into this and say we are full-throated, fully approving of this. However, there are other industries as well. And then we need to say, will you join with us? We will join with you if you will join with us in helping achieve a balance of genders, half and half when it comes to men and women or what have you, and full on LGBTQIA++++ representation when it comes to roofers and bricklayers. If you join on those two, by George, we'll join with you on the creative side.
Why not?
You
Look
kidding
at
me?
this
I'm
paragraph.
copying this report, and anytime after the strike is resolved, I get a studio exec saying it needs to be more diverse. I'm going to show them this and prove that those numbers are actually going to be counter to what they want.
That's a great point. And look, I'm going to pull up the actual report because they did do a good job pulling up the charts and graphs and everything. It's very visually pleasing, and it's easy to see what they're saying. Not that I'm necessarily agreeing with a lot of the stuff, but inclusion in numbers in the study were bleaker in the intersection of gender and race. In 2022, quote, there were no films that included an American Indian, Alaskan Native girl woman. 99% were missing Native Hawaiian Pacific Islander girls or women, and 95 did not even have one Middle Eastern North African female identified character. I got a headache reading that.
Can I just say, and I'm going to say it, I don't freaking care. I really do not care. Do you think that I'm going to be interested in a movie for quote unquote inclusion? For example, John Wick.
USC
I don't
does.
give a crap about inclusion, even though that was a diverse, cast of characters that were in that. I just wanted a kick-ass action movie. I just saw a movie last night I haven't seen in decades. Do the Right Thing.
That's a good one.
That movie had a diverse cast in it. At the time, Hollywood wasn't thinking about, is it diverse? Is it inclusive? They weren't even paying freaking attention to that film at all.
That's a pure independent film. It's not even Hollywood. That's Spike Lee doing his thing.
Oh, exactly. But when it came time for quote unquote, Academy Awards and everything, that movie was getting a lot talked about, but it wasn't nominated. And you guess which one was? So Hollywood thought they'd make themselves feel better. Driving Miss Frickin' Daisy. That's what they nominated.
Yep.
Okay.
No, they had to throw it to, what was it? Jessica Tandy, right?
Jessica Tandy and Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, that was his breakout role.
Boys and girls.
Did Jessica Tandy wear a fake nose in that role? I don't remember. I'm trying to.
I don't know.
That movie was
I really don't remember.
Movie almost 30 years ago now, maybe more than 30 years
yeah,
ago.
about
40. Good Lord.
Yeah.
I have come to a realization, and I think I've had an epiphany here.
Oh no.
No, I'm serious. So we have looked at this the wrong way when it comes to Snow White and the Seven Dirty Hippies.
Yeah.
We thought that they were being just anti-dwarf, right? Get rid of all the dwarfs. We failed to understand. Disney read this report and said, what if we switch the dwarfs to every one of these demographics that we are missing, and we can become the leader in virtue and altruism, period, forever and ever. Amen. Get the hippies. We'll have Middle Eastern hippies. We'll have Native Hawaiian hippies. We'll have hippies of every sort, every variety of hippie, and dirty each one.
Oh, yeah.
I'm perusing this thing, and I'm just thinking, this is my most favorite university study I've read in years. This is brilliant. This does exactly what competent people in the industry need it to do. It's basically saying that your crap doesn't sell. Here's why.
All while not understanding it's saying that. That's why it is.
Well,
That's
that's the irony that comes
the
out of USC.
beauty of it.
I mean,
lack of self-awareness in this,
I met a number, like a majority of people who work in Hollywood have come out of USC. They're morons. It's like, this is
I agree.
or something of that nature. It's like, really? Like, I came out of a couple of no-name schools in Canada, and I talk circles around them just with regards to basic business ethics, and also studying groups of what audiences are looking for, what's trending, and trying to figure out, okay, what direction are the audiences heading towards that maybe we can get out ahead of, in front of, and provide them with something that's going to appeal to all the interests that they're just slowly peppering into the void, so to speak, that we as creatives have to kind of pick up and guide ourselves towards.
But never doubt their ability to make an infographic. Never.
No.
No, I'm putting this up on my wall, man.
So this is of the top 100 films in 2022. 44 of them depicted a girl or a woman as a lead or co-lead. Of those 44 films, 19 of them had a female lead or co-lead from an underrepresented racial ethnic group. Obviously, up for debate what underrepresented means in their mind. Does that mean just pure demographic? Does that mean some other social construct? We have no idea.
Well, if they weren't underrepresented, then it couldn't be a small number. So therefore, it must be a small number in order to fit into that category.
I guess. 5 had a female lead or co-lead 45 years of age or older. They even managed to work in ageism into this report because the women, they're not hiring enough women my age or older, I guess. I don't know. Genre gaps. Now, I found this interesting script. Action, animation, comedy. The highest representation in comedy. What is the most popular kind of film for women to go see in theaters?
Romantic comedy.
There you go. So it's like you would think that this kind of like makes sense from the market standpoint, does it not?
Yes, it does, actually.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this report makes no sense to me. It's the goofiest thing. But then here's where they kind of dig down into this. Limited progress for protagonists of color in film. Again, this is all based on the top grossing films. Not all films, just the top grossing films. You know, and they go year by year here. The number of leads, underrepresented as you are. You can see here, inclusion of racial and ethnic groups. Now, this is what got me. Inclusion of racial ethnic groups on screen in 2022. White, 61.7%. Black, 13.4%. That's literally almost exactly the demographic breakdown in the United States.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah. I'm also wondering, what the heck is that other?
I mean, I guess
could
Middle
be,
Eastern.
It could be biracial.
Biracial, Middle East,
Could
or
be
just within identifying.
biracial. There's also overlap. All Latinos are not white. All Latinos are not mestizo. My background, Afro-Latino. Where's that in here? I don't see it.
Other is probably
Well,
like Native American and all these other.
That's where it could be, because if it is going to be like the whole people who don't identify as human or don't identify as having any type of chromosomes, that would frighten me. Because again, how do you put that into a movie?
Here's the other thing, though. Look further down the list now. We could definitely make the argument that if anything is underrepresented here, probably Hispanic Latino, 5.2%, right? Because that's nearly, 17 to 20%, depending on the measurement of the population now, at least as by estimates. You can pull up the U.S. Census data and you can see it. Asian at 15.9. Anybody want to take a guess? I think I know why that's the case. Does anyone want to take a guess why Asian is so overrepresented?
Well, China.
Boom! That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the biggest
Hollywood is appealing to a big money
pissed
market.
me off between 2014 and 2019 is every exec saying, well, how do we market this to China? China's not giving you money. Like, that was my always claim. They're not giving you money. They don't do that. Why do you want to appeal to them? Well, they got 1 billion plus people population. Yeah.
And on the Hispanic Latino side, sorry, Script, I cut you off unintentionally, but on the Hispanic Latino side, part of that lower percentage is because much of your Hispanic Latino audience is watching Spanish specific movies that would not be registered in this. So it's not as if they're not watching content that features, Hispanic Latino actors.
And that goes back to our market definition point. Even though this is a ridiculously unrepresentative sample, and it in fact inverts cause and effect, but you're completely ignoring entire markets and entire categories of content that are specialized and which serve these markets and which probably underrepresent in their own ways, other ethnic groups.